Hello. If you can hear me, please let me know. Please, if you can, okay, if you can hear me, let me know. Quickly in the, and you can ask your questions in the comment section, and then do our best to address them quickly for you. Just let me know in the comments you can hear me. Let me just know. Kindly let me know in the comment section, and then let's know if you are following. Right. You're welcome. Just opportunity to address a few more questions. Let's prompt anyone who it's on the page, anyone you know who wants to learn a bit more. And you can put your questions in the comments like I've always encouraged. Put your questions in the comments. And then I'll do what to address them for you. Feel free and put your questions in the comment section, and I would address them quickly for you. All right. Just a few things as we wait for people to join. Last time I was asked a question on explaining the different kinds of mutual fund we have, and I explained to a few of you, but let me just use this opportunity again to explain further, so some of you get it if you are here with me. So I described last time that in Ghana we have a number of mutual funds, right? And like I was explaining, if we talk about a mutual fund, we are literally referring to it's like Susu, the way we do Susu in Ghana, where you contribute together, and then after contributing together, the money that you realize is sub-invested into other investment instruments. So that's the way it literally behaves. And you see the way Susu generally where you can bring more money anytime you have some, right? You can bring money anytime you have some. They literally also work the same way, where you can bring the money once you have some today, you can bring it. If you have some tomorrow, you can bring it. And then when you want your money back, you can always just let them know, and then they will just get it back for you. It's that nature. That's what we call mutual fund. Different of them have different rules. Like some of the mutual have different rules. Some you can't withdraw at a particular time. You need to give them a notice. Some of them, if you want to withdraw within, like earlier, like you invested it not up to a year and you want to withdraw, you may have to pay some charges and penalties, right? So different mutual funds and the way they behave. You would have to understand how the one you are engaging in or how it's behaving, the kind of mutual fund you are embarking on, and understand how that particular mutual fund is behaving, right? That will be your job to do as an investor, to understand the one that you are venturing into. But primarily we have a few I want to mention so that you are well aware. One is what we call the money market fund. So one type, you see, there are types of mutual funds. You need to understand the one. If you are investing in a particular mutual fund, you need to understand the type of mutual fund. I mean, the type, it's just telling you how it is behaving, right? How that particular mutual fund is behaving. So some of them are invested into short-term vehicles. When we say short-term vehicles, they are not aimed at long-term. They are aimed at very short-term. What do I mean? Few months you can withdraw them. A year you can withdraw them. 6 months, 2 months, 3 months you can withdraw them. And those kind of funds are the short-term vehicles. So that's, we call them money market funds. So anytime you find any mutual fund, check the type. If the type is a money market fund, it means that it's investing in short-term vehicles. That means that it allows for flexibility, right? Maybe they are investing it in some treasury bills or whatever the fund manager is doing with it. It's short term. And so one type, don't forget, is called a money market fund. So when you just check any mutual fund at all you are checking, check the type. Once the type says it's a money market fund, it means that it's a short term one that you can take away. Now, the second type of money market that you usually find out there is what we call the fixed income. So there are some kind of money market that it's invested in fixed terms. So for instance, maybe they might invest it in what we call, let's say, government bond. That's a fixed income. So you find a type that is money markets, another type that is fixed income. So they invest them in fixed term vehicles. They are good for long term investment. So if you are looking at something like 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, those kind of funds are better. They are better. Now, they don't have particular names. The company can give it any name, but you need to check. You need to check for it, and then you understand the kind of fund it is. When you check on the fund, you see that the fund, the type is fixed income. Yeah, then the third type is what we call equity mutual fund. So we are not saying the name of the fund is equity, the type, right? So it can be called by any name. So the investment can be called anything. The investment can have any other name, but you check the type. It's either money market, it's either fixed income, or it is what? Equity. Now, when the type is equity, what that means is that it's going to be investing in the stock market. That kind of mutual fund will be investing in the stock market. I don't know if you understand that. Please put your questions in the comment section if you want to, then I can address them for you. So a type that is investing in equity is the one that is investing in what? The stock market. And finally, I like to mention what's called the balance fund. The balance fund. So have you seen that? These are the four main ones we are talking about, right? The balance fund does a bit of a lot. So a balance mutual fund, for instance, may be doing equity and may also be doing money markets. Are you getting it? Thank you. Yeah, true. Thank you. So anytime you look at any mutual fund, please check the type. The type will decide what it is investing in. The name does not matter. The fund manager can give it any name at all. The fund manager can give it. So you have IC Liquidity, we have Plus, we have whatever, Christian, we have EPAC, we have EduFund, whatever it is. It's falling in any of these category. I hope, thank you. I hope that's making sense for you. I hope that's making sense. So the reason why I need to bring this to your attention is that if, let's say, for instance, you are investing in an equity mutual fund, it means that it is investing in some kind of stocks for you already. So if you go again and then you now invest a lot of your money again at the end of the day in stocks, then you are kind of doing a double work. I hope you are getting, because the mutual fund you are investing in, it's already taking care of the stock market for you. So sometimes if you are not sure you can manage your own stock or you can do that yourself, then an easy way would be for you to just look at a mutual fund that is investing in equity, and then you invest there. That saves you the headache of you having to manage the stock market yourself. I hope that's making perfect sense for most of you. So hello there. Hello there. Yeah, so those are the main types we have. The other kind of mutual funds that are specialized. When we say specialized, they are created for unique purposes. They may be created for education, they may be created for school or health or something. There are also funds that are created for those particular cases. Those ones are kind of unique to manage that particular case. But generally, there are four: money market, fixed income, balance, and equity. So those are and once you know these four, anytime you find any fund, you can clearly tell where it is located. So the job is not to know all the mutual funds, but the job is that anytime you identify any particular mutual fund, you're able to tell the kind of category. So if you look at Achieve by the DigiSafe on the Achieve app, you look at the mutual fund, what kind of mutual fund it is, you'll be able to tell. You'll be able to tell when you know the kind of mutual fund that particular one is. Yeah, put your questions in the comment section and I would address them for you. But I know by now you understand the kind of the mutual funds, which is important. If you understand them, it helps you a lot. Right? So that's it. So if you are really not sure how you want to manage the stock market and do all the investment yourself, then perhaps you want to look at a particular mutual fund, and then which is an equity one, then it means that it's already taking care of the stock market for you. But the thing here is that because when somebody is managing it for you, when you have a fund manager that is managing it for you, at the end of the day, the fund manager will charge some fees, right? We call it a management fee. At the end of the day, the fund manager will definitely charge you some fees. That's why you need to always bear in mind. When a fund manager is managing a fund for you, they will always charge you some fees after management. Yeah. So that's a mutual fund. I've always spoken about it, and I thought let me just explain that. Last time I tried explaining, but most of you did not get it very well. Put your questions in the comment section, and then we will pick your questions one by one and address them for you. Now, then again, I like to also bring something to your attention. A number of you asked me like, okay, how you want to invest your money. No, you see, it's a choice you would have to make, right? Somebody asked me like, okay, should I consider mutual fund, or should I consider treasury bills, or should I just invest my money in the stock market? You cannot choose just one. As an investor, you need to consider all the options on your table, right? You need to consider all the options and consider the risk that is in each of them. The risk that is in each of them. When you understand the risks, then you need to split and balance it. Call it diversification. You need to diversify your portfolio. What does that mean? You find a way to balance your portfolio so that there is some treasury bills that is protecting you. There are some bonds that are protecting you. There are also some mutual funds that are protecting you. And then if you are very experienced, and you can also take advantage of the stock market as well. I hope that that's clear for you. You don't just stay with one and do. And when I say stock market, I'm not only talking about the Ghana Stock Exchange. There's also the US stock market. There are other stock exchanges as well that you can take advantage of if you know how to go about it, if you know how to go about those stock markets. Yeah, put your questions in the comment section, and then we'll do our best to try and address those questions that you may have as we are going along. Thank you. You're welcome to the Investment Nets, and we try to answer some of the questions you may have regarding investment, and then make it easier for you on your journey of investment. Now remember that it's a whole process, right? It's a whole process you need to go through. So you need to understand. When you understand, then you can take actions that will benefit you in one way or the other. There's no need to rush if you don't understand something. Take your time and make sure you get it. When you get it, then you can go ahead. A number of you asked me which apps do you use for all this, and there's not like one particular app that can do all the magic for you. Okay, there's not one particular app that can do all the magic for you. But look at it this way: you have a lot of apps. One, for instance, the IC Wealth. So I want to mention some of the apps and what they are known for. What is it? I thought my risk level was higher, but sometimes when you experience the stock market, then you really appreciate. So, Godwin, the thing is that split, diversify. When you diversify, you'll be able to absorb the shock, right? If you diversify very well, you can absorb the shock. Some parts will not be doing well, but some parts will be doing well, so that you can balance it at the end of the day. So make sure you always diversify. So you are not just in one thing, and then if there's a problem there, and then you are bleeding. No, make sure you diversify. Does that make sense? Diversify your options. Put some money here, put some money here. At the end of the day, make sure that you are not invested solely in one side. Then you can balance your portfolio very well, so you don't bleed. Now, I was talking about apps. So if you take IC Wealth, for instance, you see IC Wealth allows you to invest in a few things, right? So for instance, it allows you to buy stock, okay, which is investing in the equity market in Ghana. It allows you to buy treasury bills. You see it. Then it also allows you to invest in their mutual fund, which is the IC Liquidity. Do you get it? So this one helps you handle. So you need to know which of the tools are helping you in their respective areas. Does that make sense? You need to understand the tools that are helping you in their respective areas. So you deal with, like, you know what to use for what. So it's not as if there's one app you download and that is all. So IC1, for instance, does that. Now the Blackstar then again also does what for you. The Blackstar allows you to what? To also buy stock and also to invest in mutual funds as well. So you know that if I need to do that, that is what I need to take care of. Does that make sense? And then some people also download Bamboo. Bamboo also allows you to what? Buy stocks, but not the Ghana stock market, but the international stock market. Does that make sense? So you see that side, you are covered in that regard. So Achieve by Petra also allows you to do a mutual fund, which is the DigiSafe and the other investment they have. So you know that different tools allow you to do different things. Then there's also what we call the Plus Invest. The Plus Invest also does what? It allows you to invest in some mutual fund and also buy some international stocks. Please, if you are understanding, let us know as you go. So these are the various apps. It's not as if there's one app that covers everything. No, there's no one app that covers everything. There are different apps for different things. You need to understand what you want to do, and then you go for the particular app. So I'll go over the apps again. The Plus app, Plus Invest, the one that looks like somebody holding cowries with a P against it. Yes, that one allows you to do some mutual funds there and some international stocks. So that's the Plus. Achieve mutual fund, which is what? The DigiSafe, which is popularly known. So that one is there. Also allows you to do some other mutual funds, like invest in some mutual funds, other kinds of mutual funds. Then you have the Blackstar, which allows you to buy stock. At the same time, allows you to do some mutual fund. IC stock and mutual fund, and also treasury bills. I think Blackstar also allows you to do treasury bills as well. Are you getting the whole thing? You have the CD Manager app. That one allows you to invest in treasury bills and some government bonds. A number of things. Gordon is asking something. The S&P 500 gives 8 to 10% a year. The IC liquidity gives 8 to 10%. So what it means that I can go for IC based on my risk level. Well, so the thing about, the S&P, you are also wrestling with currency exchange. You are getting it right. You're also in a wrestling with currency exchange. What do I mean here? There's forex at play at the end of the day. So if you are in Ghana and you want to do S&P, or you want to invest in the S&P 500 through some ETF out there, what does that mean? It means that first you need to convert your CD to what? The dollar first, and then from there you cannot invest your dollar. So that's something you would have to deal with in the first place. Yeah, you have to. So I am not sure what this year's return would be on IC liquidity. So we have to watch it and see, because last year may not be the same as this year. And then again, one thing I also want you to pay attention to is inflation. At the end of the day, whatever returns you are getting should be ahead of inflation. Gordon, if you understand that, let me know. Whatever returns you are getting from any kind of investment, your goal is that you want to beat inflation. I hope you are getting it. Anytime you are investing in any vehicle at all, what you want to do is that you want to stay on top of inflation. I don't know if that makes sense for most of you. Please, because at the end of the day, if whatever you are making cannot preserve your money, then maybe it's not the right thing to do. You get it? So, let's look at it. If inflation is 5 and whatever returns you are getting is less than that, or is exactly the same, then you really are not positive. You are not positive. So whatever it is you choose, just make sure that you are above inflation. I don't know if that's helping most of us. So anytime you need to know inflation. Now, inflation is the rate at which your money is losing its value, or the prices of things are increasing. Why I say losing value and increasing, I hope you understand. So if inflation is the rate at which prices of things are going up, remember, so it means that if today the price of Gary is 10 cedis and at the end of the month it increases, the rate of the increase is what we call inflation. If it is increasing faster, that means inflation is higher. I hope you are getting that. So at the end of the day, the worst thing you want to experience is that if I have some 100 cedis that I've kept somewhere, at the end of a period or whatever my investment period, I should be able to at least buy the same Olonka of Gary at the end of the day. So that's why if you are not able to buy the same Olonka of Gary or even more at the end of your investment period, then perhaps you haven't done any good investment. I hope you understand that. Because at the end of the day, you want to beat inflation, but if you can't beat it by your investment, then I don't think you are doing really well. Right, Achu is asking, please, can I have multiple mutual funds, like investing in RiseVest for REITs and further investing in IC Flick? Oh, why not? You can do that. Just make sure that, so sometimes some of us download different apps and we use different tools, but we end up doing the same thing. Please, if you understand, let me know in the comment. Just say same, let me know in the comment. So let me explain that again. Put same in the comment if you understand what I am just explaining right now. Say you have different tools. You can have 10 apps, but it looks like you are doing the same work. What do I mean by that? So for instance, Achu is describing, you are using RiseVest for REIT, which means you are doing a real estate investment trust, right? So that one is towards real estate, so fair enough. Then you are doing another mutual fund that is targeting another area, so you see, fair enough. So for instance, IC Liquidity is not a REIT, so you get that part. So that's it. If you don't manage it well, you may have been investing with 10 different apps, but at the end of the day, it comes back to the same thing, because there's no difference in what you are doing. All of them are literally the same. So let's say you are investing in using 10 apps, but all those 10 apps are investing in treasury bills. Whatever happens to treasury bills will affect you in all the 10 areas, even though you think that you have diversified, you see, but you really haven't diversified. So that's something I like to bring to your attention. That when we say diversification, it's not just a matter of the fact that you have invested at different places. No. It's not just that you have invested in different places. It is the fact that all those different investments are targeting different things. And so you have balanced your risks very well. Yeah, so that's what I needed to. Yeah, Jade, you are welcome. Inflation is the thief of money. Yeah, and you see, that kind of thief, you cannot run away from that kind of thief, right? So what Jade is describing is this. There's a thief that will enter your room and steal your money quietly. There's nothing you can do about it. It's not a kind of thief that you can call the police and then they would arrest that thief. It's not that kind of thief. Whether you like it or not, it will be stealing your money. We all contributed to it in one way or the other. So if you are not being smart about that thief, the only thing you can do is to replace the money that thief is stealing. So if inflation is stealing 5 cedis every day, then your job is that you need to work hard or invest so that you can get the 5 CD back or more than the 5 CD back at the end of the day. If not, then your money will be losing value gradually. That should explain it far for you. So I put 100 CD somewhere, make sure that I am getting it back. If not, I'm wasting my money at the end of the day. So that's it. You diversify, but diversification does not mean choosing plenty apps. That's not the meaning. One app can help you diversify if they have the options that you are looking for. Thank you. You are welcome. We are talking about some explaining mutual funds and also explaining the concept of diversification for you. Do you know how IC updates their prices? Because at the close of the day on Thursday, MTN was 5.35, but now it is 5.5. It is that it took while for the app to I haven't paid attention. I haven't paid attention to the issue you reported, that at the end of the day it was 5.35 and now it is 5.5. I haven't paid attention at it, but I don't really check prices. If I want to really know prices, I think the best place to check is the Ghana Stock Exchange. I don't know. Enlighten, I don't know. The best place to check the price is the Ghana Stock Exchange, because they are the regulators, right? So if anything at all, it should be the Ghana Stock Exchange, not really. IC is a broker. So check the Ghana Stock Exchange if you are not very sure if what you are seeing with your broker or wherever it is correct. I think Ghana Stock Exchange is the best person to tell you that this is the price. Nobody else really can say this is the price, but I think the Ghana Stock is the best person to tell you that this is the price. I hope you get that. I hope you get that. Yeah, so yeah, just remember that. I mean, they will say, no, it's a technical platform. It's a tech solution. So they can say that they update, but maybe there's a glitch and then it'll be problematic. So it's over to us to confirm. Anytime at all, confirm it from the Ghana Stock Exchange if you are not too sure. If you are not too sure, because of course, last time I was reading the disclaimer on the Blackstar app, they mentioned that if there's any error, it's not their fault. It will be your responsibility to check. So let's not leave all the responsibility to them. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, somebody's confirming the price thing. Yeah, I haven't paid attention, but if you say that, then I like to go with what you have observed at the end of the day. Right. Please put your questions in the comment section, and then we'll do our best to address them for you and see how you can get more enlightened. If you are completely new to investment, don't be carried away by the news of investing in the stock market. If you don't understand, don't go and do something you don't understand. Make sure you first find understanding and all that. We have also been explaining that there are some mutual funds that invest in the equity market. The type is equity, so it's okay if you can do some mutual funds to take care of that. If inflation is 5% a year and I have 8% a year, does it mean I'm on top of inflation but slow growth returns? Yes, Gordon, exactly. So let's say that, yeah, if inflation is 5 and your return is 8, essentially, in theory, it means that what? 8 minus 5, right? Then you are kind of 3%. It's your real return, right? Gordon, so exactly that's what it means. If inflation is 8% and then your inflation is 5%, and then whatever return you are getting is 8%, it means actually the only gain you have made in real sense will be the difference at the top. Yeah, that's what it means. That's what it means. Because at the end of the day, it means that if you go back to buy something in town, the appreciation of the thing would have swallowed some of your return. So yes, that's what it means. SMB Consult, very true. I realized that. Try tracking to check if they update 2 hours or hourly basis. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we can check that and see. But I will always prefer to remain with the price that the Ghana Stock Exchange is showing, rather, because at the end of the day, they are the regulator. So if you stick with them, you are better off. You are better off if you stick with the Ghana Stock Exchange than any other thing. I mean, if you want to stay with the price you are seeing with a broker, the broker comes to the stock market to get their price. And so at the end of the day, it is the stock exchange price that is the most important thing you should pay attention to at the end of the day. I hope that's making sense. Right. Then also a number of you ask me when it comes to analysis. Actually, you should have understood accounting and economics and be doing all the numbers yourself, calculating all those things. But who wants to be doing that when in this world now we have what? Apps, we have AI, and we have a number of things that can help you do magic. I hope you are getting me. So for me, for instance, if you want to do analysis, of course, there are apps out there. Let me mention a few apps that can help you. One, stock analysis. There's an app called Stock Analysis. I think the icon is SA. So if you need to download them, that will be good for you. Stancia, you're welcome. There's an app called Stock Analysis. There's another one called Simply Wall Street. The street is ST. So Simply Wall Street is like you have some cow with some dressed in some suits. There's some cow dressed in some suits. That's the Simply Wall Street. And then we have stock analysis. We have African financials. We have a lot of apps out there. Yahoo Finance can also help you, right? Those ones are all there, right? Now, the thing is, but then here's the case. People ask me, do you use AI? I use AI a lot. I mean, I'm a very technical person, so I use a lot of AI. So what do? I can literally download, if you download the report of a particular company, and then you add it to your AI agent. I don't know whether you use GPT or you use Claude or you use Gemini, whatever you use. You download, you put the report there. Then you can ask your questions, right? Then you can ask your question. Right. I mean, yeah, see, Gordon is asking. Actually, I think it's not the app. Yes, what the numbers are saying. Yeah. Gordon, I agree with you. Yeah. So, the apps are there, but then Gordon has an interesting point. The numbers they are reporting, what do they mean, right? What do they mean? Yeah, I think that's the one very important thing Gordon is saying. You have the app, and then the app is saying this. What does that mean, right? What does that mean? Yeah. That's something we have to understand importantly. So yes, if you have some of those things you don't understand, you can put it in the comments and I would try and explain them to you. Because the terms are very important, right? The terms are very important. For instance, if you say market capitalization, what does that mean, right? What does it mean to you, right? You get it, right? Understanding those things are crucial. Of course, you are not a business analyst, so you don't want to worry your head about it. But for instance, if you say market capitalization, all is talking about the size of the company, how big the company is. It's talking about the size of the company. Based on, if you look at the size of the company, how big it is the market cap. So you will see that the bigger capitalizations means that the company is bigger. So that already tells you where the company. So it can help you compare two companies in terms of sizes. You get it. So I look at company A and I look at company B. The market capitalization helps me tell which one is bigger than the other. Does that make sense? If you understand, let me know. So that's it. So like Gordon is saying, if you see something, how does that matter? How important it is? That's what is important, because the apps are there to show the numbers. And even if you Google, you will see the numbers. But question is, what does that mean? Yeah, so a typical example, if you see a market cap, what does that mean? If I'm looking at two companies, company A and company B, right? If I want to see which one is bigger, the cap tells me the difference between the two. If the one with the bigger market capitalization is the bigger company, you get. So if I'm looking for a stable, bigger company, then just by the capitalization, I can tell where this one belongs. I hope that's making sense to you. Please like the stream and share the stream. Invite people who are not here with us so that they can join. So one is capitalization. It's very important. Another key thing I like to also mention to you is called revenue. When you want to look at the growth of a company, another important thing you want to look at is what you call revenue. Revenue is all the money that came into the hands of the company. All the money that came to the company. Yeah, you see. But revenue is everything they get. It does not mean the profit is the revenue. Everything that is coming to the company is what you call revenue. So if you want to also see if a company, in the first point, if it's growing, roughly a point to look at it, a point to look from is what you call the revenue. So if you look at year 1, you are looking at a company's report. You look at year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5, right? And then you will see that year 1 is, let's say, 5 million. Year 2 is 6 million. Year 3 is 7 million. Then you can say fairly, not conclusively, fairly that company is growing. Does that make sense? Yeah, that company is growing because you are seeing the revenue go up. So you can say from that, there are a few more other things you need to look at, but fairly, I want to explain to you revenue. That's what it means. You are looking at the revenue growth. Now, then again, companies are like human beings. So if I see year 1, year 2, year 3, it came down, and year 4, it went up again. It's okay to have those kind of trends. It's okay to have those kind of trends. It's not always going to be smooth. Companies may have struggles. Yeah, companies might have struggle, but fairly, if you are seeing revenue increasing all the time, fairly you can conclude that it's growing. That's what you want to see. You want to see growth. Any living thing must grow. Remember, a company is a living thing, so it must grow. It must grow. Yeah. So those are the things you need to appreciate when you are looking at if you are looking at businesses. You are looking at businesses. You are looking at businesses. Then again, another thing is profit. There's usually profit before tax and profit after tax, right? Profit before tax. You know that the company pays tax on the profit. Let me explain that to you again. If you understand that, please put in the comment profit if you understand that. It's crucial. Let me explain that to you. Let me explain that for you crucially. The company pays profit tax on the profit. You get put profit in the comment if you are with us. Company does not pay tax on the expenses they are making. Do you get my point? Yeah, let's know in the comments if you understand that. Companies don't pay tax on the expense. So if I make $10 million at the end of the if I make $10 million, okay, I make $10 million, I have to remove my expenses from the revenue. So when I say I make, that's my revenue. So I make $10 million in revenue, okay? Then I subtract my expenses. Maybe my expense is 7 million. What does that mean? It cost me 7 million to generate 10 million. Does that make sense? Yeah. So if I make 10 million revenue and my expenses sum up to 7 million, then I'll subtract my 7 million, roughly, these are rough projections. I'll subtract my 7 million, which is my expense, from what? The 10 million. 2 million is roughly the profit before tax. Do you get it? I need you to, let's know if you are getting it. That's a profit before tax. I hope you get it soon. So that's a profit before tax. So I make 10 million. Like that's all the money the company gets. Company A makes 10 million. It got 10 million at the end of the day. If they calculate all their expenses amounted to 8 million. If you remove the 8 million, they have to remove the expenditure. They have to remove the expenditure. The expenses are not part of. No. Companies don't pay. We don't pay tax on expenses. Oh, come on. So let's take it step by step. 10 million revenue. I spend 8 million. I have to remove it. So it'll be 10 million minus 8. Then I have 2 million. That 2 million is profit before tax. Every time you see that, that's what it means. Profit before tax. Profit before tax. Reason is that, you see, when you are running a business, okay, let's say you are a manufacturing business, you make shoes, okay, and then you bought leather. When you imported the leather, you paid tax on it already. Are you getting it? So if you go so your expense is the leather, the cost of production, you pay the electricity. All those things, you have paid tax on them already. So if you are paying tax on your expenses after everything, then you are spending so you don't pay tax on your expenditure, you pay tax on the profits. I hope that's making sense to you. Let's know if you are getting it. Share the stream. Let's reach a lot of people. Let's reach a lot of people. So that's the expense. You don't pay tax. So that's it. So you make 15 million in revenue. You spend 10 million to make the 15 million. So you remove the 10 million from it. So your profit before tax becomes 5 million. You see? Then so you look at the revenue. Then you look at the profit before tax. The reason you need to do that is that if at the end of the day a company makes 15 million and then they remove their expenses and there's no money left, even though that company is growing, they are still running into the negatives. If you really understand that, let us know. It's costing them too much to produce. So though that company is making revenue, if you keep seeing that might not be entirely a good company. I don't know if you are getting that. If I'm looking at a company A, for instance, and then the company makes a revenue of $20 million, and then at the end of the day, I look at the $20 million that the company is making, okay? And then we look at the expense, and the expense is $25 million. So they spend $25 million to make 20 million. That doesn't look like a positive thing. Doesn't look like a positive thing. You get it, right? Yeah, so that's not how that, though they have revenue, their expenses are too much. So at the end of the day, they are running into the negatives. But if a company removes its expenses from the money they are making, yes. So yeah, Jesus, yeah, a profit is a better measure, especially if it comes to dividend. Let's say dividend. When it comes to dividend, yes, they only pay you dividend from the profit. So the company will not pay dividend because they have made revenue. They will pay dividend only because they have made profit. I hope that's making sense to you. Yeah, only because they've made profit. That's the only reason for which they'll pay you some dividend. Does that make sense? Yeah. So yeah. If you are, but let me give you an exemption. An exemption could be like, let's say you are investing in a particular company. Let's say it's a flower, they sell flowers, right? They sell flowers. And then for that particular year, see, that's why I kept saying that if you're looking at the revenue growth, if it drops for a particular year, it's okay. But profit is more important, like we established. But let's say that you are investing in a flower company, and then they make revenue. But for that year, they try to expand to other countries. So they spent a lot of the money to expand to the other country. You see that the expenditure that year will be very huge. They may not even make any profit, but they are doing it so that then years to come, you will make more money. You get it, right? Right. Thank you. Happy Easter to you too. Happy Easter to you too. Do you get a point? I hope you get a point, right? So revenue is good, but profit is better. Profit is better. So I said profit before tax and profit after tax. So you understand it clearly now. So profit before tax is that when they remove their expenses, there's money that is left. They remove all their expenses, there's some money that is left. Then when they pay tax, some profit to be left. So that is profit after tax. Does that make sense? So that's profit after tax. So we have profit before tax. So when they remove their expenses, the profit that is left is profit before tax. Then when they pay tax, then that is profit after tax. So it is out of the profit after tax that they'll try to pay you dividend. It is from that they'll pay you dividend. I hope you are getting it. I hope you are getting it. Right. The coming days, we'll start analyzing a lot of the international stocks. So that's why I need you to pay attention. From next week, I'll start paying attention to some of the international stocks. Start paying attention to the international. So that's why I'm explaining all these things to you. So please share, let people join and ask the questions. Because when you don't have to invest in some stock because of some emotions. You don't buy Apple because you are feeling good about them and all that. This is what you wanted to know, if in buying stock on Bamboo, do you really own the stock? Yes, you really own it. You own it, yeah. You own it, but you own it through a broker. It's like the way we do it. You own it through a broker. Are you getting it? On the Bamboo app, stay with me. On the Bamboo app, okay? When you are investing in the Bamboo app, I hope you are with me. From next week, I'll start talking about the Bamboo app. When you're on the Bamboo app, are you with me? What happens is that the Bamboo is just a proxy. The Bamboo is a software app. Please, if you are following, put in the comment Bamboo. Let's know you are following. If you are following, put in the comment Bamboo. If you are following, put in the comment Bamboo. The Bamboo is a software. There's a broker for each country. The broker for the US is called Drive Wealth. So just like in Ghana, you are using a broker called IC Wealth or Blackstar and all those brokers. Are you with me? The broker for those countries is what you call Drive Wealth. So yes, you are owning the stock. You are owning it through a broker. So the Bamboo itself, there is just an app you are using. You are actually engaging a broker called Drive Wealth. Drive Wealth. I hope that's very clear for most of you. So yeah, that's how it works. That's how it works. So you see, yeah, so that's it. So the same thing so the analysis thing we are talking about. So if you are looking at a company called Coca-Cola, are you with me? You are looking at a company called Coca-Cola. You look at their profits. Year 1, year 2, year 3, the profit is going in that order. Then you come and look at the profit before tax. You see that year 1, year 2, you look at profit after tax, year 1, year, then you see their dividend. You will see, with this understanding, you will be able to understand stock easily when you look at the report. And that's what we aim at doing. We are not just understand what you are doing. I hope you are understanding everything. Those of you here, I hope you are getting it. You take a report, for instance, the Coca-Cola report, okay? Go through the numbers. Look at the revenue. Look at the last 5 years. Look at the last 5 years when you are looking at the revenue. Does that make sense? You take Coca-Cola report. You look at the last 5 years. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, up to today. If it's growing, it means that if the revenue is increasing, it means that the company to an extent is growing. Then you come back, you look at the profit before tax. Why? Because they are making expenses as they are growing. You want to see if the expenses they are making is not swallowing all the profits. So you look at the expense they are making. A company whose expenses is decreasing is actually the best. I hope you are getting. If the company can manage so that the expenses they are making is coming down, then that company is the best. It's the best. It means that they found a way to be more effective and efficient. Are you getting it? So you see Apple doing that a lot. Why? Apple, this is what Apple does. You see, they are very smart. When they do something, they find a more efficient way to produce their phone. So it will cost them less to produce the same phone. So they'll make more profit than they were doing a year before. I hope you are getting the... I hope you are getting it. I hope you are getting it. Yeah. So that's something I like you to pay attention to. I like you to pay attention to. Yeah, so yeah, ask your questions in the comments. Let me address them for you. Ask your questions in the comments. I'll try to address them for you. Ask your question in the comments. I will try to address. Thank you for joining. Yes, you can put your questions in the comment section and I'll do my best to address them for you. So that's our overview. That's what I see. There are a lot of factors, again, you pay attention to when you're looking at the report. But basically, this can give you a fair idea. Okay, this is a question. Is S&P overvalued? Let me explain something to you, all of you, right? Let me explain something to you. Most of you are getting this wrong. S&P is not a single stock you buy. When we say S&P 500, it's not one stock you go and buy. I hope you are getting it. S&P 500 refers to the top 500 best performing stocks on the American Stock Exchange, on the New York Stock Exchange especially. So the 500 companies in the US that are doing very well are called S&P 500. So you cannot refer to them as one. There are 500 companies put together. Are you getting it? So if you say overvalue, you have to look at each of those companies in the bracket. But you can invest in all those 500 companies together through an ETF. Or there are also some vehicles that invest in all of them together. So for instance, if you take S&P 500, for instance, if you take a stock, for instance, like S&P 500, that is investing in S&P 500. For instance, if you take the Vanguard ETF, VOO. If you take VOO, for instance, Vanguard ETF, VOO. They invest in the S&P 500, which means that if you invest in the VOO, they buy 500 companies at once for you. Does that make sense? Yeah, so that's it. That's how will you know that a stock on the Ghana Stock Exchange has paid dividend? Oh, you will know. You will know. You see, when paying dividend is not private. It's not a private news. It's actually a public news. A company must declare that they are going to pay dividend. It's the part of the law. And when they pay the dividend, they will do announcements. When a company pays dividend, they will do announcement. Let me know if you understand that. MTN says they are paying dividends on the 10th of April. We all know. we all know. If you are not getting access to some of this information, then follow the right channels, okay? Follow the right channels. For instance, follow this account. Follow this account, okay? And you will learn a lot. So you just follow the right channel, okay? You will learn a lot. So a company has to say they are going to pay dividend. If Coca-Cola will pay dividend, they will tell us. If Apple will pay dividend, they will tell us. If any of the big companies or any company is going to pay dividend, they will let us know. Please suggest 3 good ETFs for USA. Well, you see, it has to be, I wish I can just tell you, go and buy this, go and buy this. But it's not that easy, right? Until I understand what your investment strategies are, it will be difficult to just keep listing. There are a lot of ETFs out there. I need to know what you want to do and what your plan are, what the destination is, then I can recommend, okay. There's a number of them out there. But don't go and invest in them because you have heard it. You need to align them to your goal. There are plenty ETF. There's VO, there's QQQ, there's VNQ. There's a number of them, okay. There's QQQM, a number of them. See, but I need to understand. They all invest in different things. So I need to understand what you want to do. Then we can recommend what you should be doing. Does that make sense? So yes, we need to understand. It's proud. It's not that even easy. I know you want to buy. Everybody wants to diversify their portfolio, but you see, the things you have invested in the past or the things you already investing in, we need to know those ones. We know the things you're already investing in. Now, then we cannot diversify what else you should add on to it, which market you should. That's what I'm saying. There's a lot of ETFs out there. VO, QQQ, QQM, like a number of them. We can keep mentioning all of them and all that. But the question, would they be good for you? That's the question we would have to ask. Would it be good for you based on you as a person, you see? They are generally good, but the question, would they be suited for you? So with dividends, are they paid through your brokerage account or through your Momo or bank account? All right, enlighten. When you come to Ghana, okay, the dividends are paid to, there's another broker we call registries, okay. There's a broker we call registry. If you understand, let me know. So your broker that helped you bought the shares may not necessarily be the one that is going to disburse the dividend. Remember, the dividend is going to be paid by the company that you have invested in. So if Coca-Cola is paying dividend, Coca-Cola will send the money to the registry. The registry has details of all the people that have invested in the company. And when your broker is sending the account to the registry, the broker will send your account together with your bank account information and your Momo when you're in Ghana. Then when the registry is paying, the registry will pay to that account based on the number of shares you own in that company. Does that make sense? Enlighten. So let me know if that makes sense to you. So that's how it goes. So each company has its own registry. Each company on the stock exchange has its own registry. Each company has its own registry. So if you're not getting your dividend, you can reach out to the registry and then. But you see, some of you that are on the Blackstar app that are not getting your dividend in your bank account is because you don't have your own CSD account on the Blackstar app. I hope you are getting that. You don't have your own CSD account. So the registry does not have your bank account and your details. So Blackstar is the one that bought it on your behalf. So they will send the information to Blackstar. They will do the payment to Blackstar, and then Blackstar will in turn remit to you individually on the app. That's why you see that arrangement on the app. Yeah, but brokers that submitted your own CSD, anytime they pay dividend, it comes to your account directly. That's what happens. That's what happens. Right, I hope you are learning something. Please share with anyone who we'll do this Sundays 4 o'clock now on YouTube. Yeah, as often as we can. I'm hoping even we can move most of them here because it looks like this place is very peaceful and quiet. Yeah, YouTube is a bit peaceful and quiet, seamless, and I'm beginning to like it though. Right. Right, so that's it. Put your questions in the comment section and we'll address them for you. How do you find the registries for the different brokers? Yeah, you can just search for it. But if you're on the IC Wealth application, let me just help you with this. If you're on the IC Wealth application, you can just, if you click on the details of a particular stock, and then you go to the dividend tab, yeah, you see on the dividend tab, you see there, the registry is written there. So check it, the registry is written there. When you're on IC Wealth, you click on the app, you go to the dividend section, you click on the stock, you go to the dividend section, you see the registry there, NTAC, CSD, GCB, you see the registry against it. Yeah, so you can get it from there as well. Or you can Google it and then you get to know. I think there are maybe 3 or 4 registers in Ghana. Just a few of them. So that, yeah, put your questions in the comment. I came here to address your question. Yeah, that's all I'm here to do. So ask your questions and I freely will answer them. Yeah. The coming days we'll be doing more international stocks. So feel free to ask your questions and I'll do well. Any question and I will do my best to address you quickly. Right. I think, yeah. So that's how those who ask on the dividend bit, that's how the dividend process works. Now, and also there's something I've so far been realizing is that most of us, or some people are thinking that it doesn't matter the number of shares you own. People think that because we all buy shares, we all get paid the same dividend. That's not true. We all don't get paid the same dividend. I'll come back to that. Let me answer Enlighten's question. Just check and they are there. MTN is CSD and Benso is exactly NTAC. Yes, exactly. So that's how you get to know. So yeah, MTN is CSD. So it means that the CSD commission will pay MTN dividend to you. And then Benso, NTAC will pay to you. So that's how it is. Yeah. That is how you get paid. Those are the people that pay your dividend. Please, I made a mistake while creating my IC Wealth account by putting the wrong number. Interesting. You will have to engage them so that you rectify that, because without the correction, it means that you won't be able to deposit money through your Momo and all those things. So, Kadi, make sure you get that done, because if you don't, it means that you won't be able to deposit money and all those things that you need to do. So make sure you resolve that. Kadi, make sure you resolve that. Does that make sense? Make sure you resolve or you correct that before you go ahead. Does that make sense? It's very important. If you don't resolve that, going forward, you may not get the full benefit thereof. Right. Any question? All right, cool. Now, back to the dividend bit. So, this is the thing. People think that because you and I invest in a particular company, let's say we all invest in Apple. So, when Apple pays dividend, in fact, they pay dividend. I've received a number of dividends this month, a number of them from all the international stocks. I think a number of them, yeah. So, I can't even count the number of dividends I received a number of them, right? Now, people think that because we all own stocks in Coca-Cola, we all get paid the same amount of dividend. No, that's not how it is. Dividends are paid per the number of shares you own. They declare dividend per share. Let me explain that again. Dividends are declared per share, okay? When I say dividends are declared per, what do we mean? The company will announce that we are going to pay, let's say, $1 per share. Do you get it? $1 per share. And once they say that, it means that if you own 100 shares, then it means that you multiply by that accordingly. If you own 105, then 105 times the dividend that is declared. So the race is not that we all own dividends, so we get paid the same amount. So it's actually a factor of the number of shares you own. It's a factor of the number of shares you own. So if you own 200, 200 times the dividend that is declared. I hope that's making sense to most of us. I hope that's so. Do not think that you have bought one share in a particular company and then you think that we are all not getting the same. We are all different in terms of the dividend. Please, is there a number one can reach you on? Yes. You can reach me. You can reach me on. I have private services I render sometimes. You can reach me privately. You can reach me. Let me see. Those of you who want to send me a message, you can do that. 0500294411. 0500294411 if you want to engage me privately. Yeah. Right. Cool. If you're on the WhatsApp group, you would be able to reach me anytime. Those of you who are in the WhatsApp group, you can reach me anytime. Now let's go on. So if your focus should be that you want to own more shares in a particular company. That should be your focus. Your focus should not be like, I want to just own shares. The focus is not that Jade, can you share the link to the second WhatsApp group, please, Jade? If you can share the link to the second WhatsApp group so people can request, then we can do that. Jade, I beg, if you can hear me, you can share the link to the second WhatsApp group and then we'll see. How easy are stocks sold on the Ghana Stock Exchange? I know it's subject to demand and supply. Do you set the price? Okay. It's not easy because our market is not very liquid. It's not as easy as the US stock market where you can just place an order today and get it. But you will be able to sell it. That's just the truth of the matter. I have sold some before. It was successful. It took some time. Yeah, it took some time, but I was successful. Yeah, that's fair enough. It took some time, but I was successful at selling it. But it takes time. Let me just admit that for you. It takes time. Yeah, and also some stocks are easier to sell than the others, so you need to be very careful where you are investing. Okay. But Kadi is asking, but I'm able to invest, but when I go to the settings, my personal information, I realize I missed one number by putting in wrong number. Well, it's not a matter of not being able to invest or not. The thing is that if you put in the wrong number, what does that mean? When you need to do anything that has to prove your identity of the number, then you'll be in trouble, right? That's why we are saying that reach out to them and correct it, because if you need to do anything that needs you to prove that you have that number, problem will arise. For instance, if you have to reset your password, okay? For instance, if you have to reset your password, Kadi, and they say that they are sending SMS to that number, how do you get the SMS? Kadi, I hope you are getting us. How do you get it? If you have to reset your password, for some reason you have forgotten your password, and you have to reset it, then what happens? You'll be in trouble. So please get the right thing done before problem comes, before you run into trouble. Right. Any question? Right, let me see a few. Chris, do they pay the dividend to your Momo directly or to your bank account? Yes, both ways. Both ways. Some companies pay through Momo, others pay through bank. But I would advise you have your bank account there. You know, I think MTN will pay you through Momo. Yeah. But for instance, let me just make it easier for most of us to understand. For instance, say you are investing in Stanbic or a Standard Chartered Bank or GCB. What economic sense would it make for GCB to pay you dividend through Momo? Just think about it and see. GCB is a bank, and then when the bank wants to pay you dividend, they will decide to pay through Momo. You get, if you understand me, just put yes in the comments. Their business is in banking, and then they will remove their money from their bank and come and send it to Momo and pay charges. If I am the manager of GCBSF, I won't do that. You see, I would prefer to pay through my bank so that it's also a means of making money for me. Do you get it? If you are getting it, let me know. So yes, some people pay through Momo. Those that it will make sense to, yeah, they will be helping MTN if they do that. So those who, MTN will gladly pay you through Momo because they will be helping themselves. Yeah, they will be. Well, as for SMS, Kadi, that's fine. But Kadi, if you're okay with what you have, you can go ahead with it. We are just recommending what you should do. If you are okay with the one you have, go ahead. I'm not sure how you got a wrong number if you are getting SMS. That's very weird. If you say the number is wrong, then how are you getting SMS? Something must be wrong somewhere, so get it done. So that's that, yeah. So it doesn't make sense for them to pay you through Momo. It doesn't. They will be promoting another person's business. So they better promote their business by paying you through the bank. So how will Societe Generale be paying you dividend through Momo? It doesn't. It doesn't make sense for them. So look at it from that angle. So it's good if you put your bank account there. Yeah. But of course, some pay through Momo, so it works as well. But I don't want to get dividend in Momo. I just prefer bank. I just don't want to spend the money anyhow. Kadi, I don't know which broker you are dealing with, so I'm not sure how I'll help you with that. But if it's IC Wealth, in the app, there's a contact in the app. Contact them in the app or on social media. Now, most of these brokers are on social media. So read them a message on social media or even write them an email. Write them an email and then they will address you. Write them an email. Please ask your questions in the comment section. We've been talking about how you can invest and understanding the things around investment. So if you have any question, ask in the comment section and they would. But subscribe and stay connected. I said that now we'll be coming up every week here. We used to do a lot on TikTok, but it's a bit noisy. It's a bit noisy, so it feels like those who really want to learn patronize YouTube. So I want to start streaming here as well, so you can benefit. So subscribe and keep learning. Okay, subscribe wherever you are right now, and then you can keep learning with us. Trust me, there's a lot we talk about that I think will benefit you if you are with us. So subscribe and then let's keep learning together. Kadi says she's not okay. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Get it resolved. Reach out to your broker in the app and then put your questions in the comment section and then invite your friends who need to also learn, and then we'll be doing this together. Invite your friends who also need to learn, and then we'll do this together. We'll do this together. Do this together. Right. Invite your friends who need to learn, and then we can do this together. Okay. Right. You put your questions in the comments and I will address them for you. All right. Let me answer this question. Are the companies on the GSE trading at a valuation lower than their value? In 10 years to come, should we expect way higher values? What? In GG, I am GG. You have to do that research personally. Not all companies will be trading, we still call something overvalued and undervalued. Let me explain those two things. Maybe G's comment you may not be familiar with it. There's something we call overvalued and undervalued stock. Let me explain that to you. You see, when we say a company is overvalued, at any particular point in time, there's an intrinsic value of a company. Okay, let me explain that to you again. So say that if we compare all the capital, like the assets of the company, and then we do the math against the number of shares we own, and we consider all their properties and everything they own, there's a fair value of a company. Please, if you understand me, before I continue, put value in the comment. There's a fair value of a company. Fair value, okay? So, say a company A's fair value is 10 cedis a share. You do the math and you realize that the company's fair value is 10 cedis, okay? That involves some mathematics. In fact, those of us who use apps can check the fair value. Now, if you go and check on the stock exchange and the company is selling less than the fair value, then it's undervalued at that moment. Okay? And you see, even if you go and check and it's undervalued, remember the price of the stock on the stock exchange keeps changing. It keeps going up and down. So it can be undervalued in the next seconds and be overvalued in the next seconds as well. So it's not constant, it keeps changing. But the fair value remains for a while. So if you go and check and the price on the stock exchange is higher than the fair value you have calculated, then it's overvalued. It's overvalued. Are you getting? It's like, for whatever reason, iPhone is selling at 1,000 Ghana, 1,000 cedis, or $1,000, $1,000, let's say. And then you get somebody who wants to sell you the iPhone at 800 cedis. It's selling at $1,000 even from the Apple shop. And then somebody wants to sell it to you at $800. Now you see that is discounted. It means that it's undervalued at that moment. I don't know if you are getting. So that is undervalued. I hope you are getting that. That's undervalued. Then again, for whatever reason, I don't know whether a high demand of the iPhone, somebody says, even though it's $1,000, somebody wants to sell it to you at $1,001 or above the $1,000. That is overvalued. Yeah. So question is, are the companies on the GSE overvalued? No, you have to take them case by case. You have to take them case by case. And even if it's overvalued today, tomorrow it may be undervalued. Remember what's happening on some stock exchanges. The price going back and coming down. So when it comes down, maybe it's become undervalued. But we have to do it case by case. We have to take each stock to find out if that is overvalued or undervalued. All right. Elvis, what is your opinion in causing the recent downtrend when to expect the upward trend? As for when to expect a rise, we can't be specific, but I think there are a lot of theories as to the going down of the stock market. But fundamentally, demand and supply is responsible for a stock going up and coming down. A stock going down and coming down, it's purely based on what demand and supply. As to what is causing the supply, there's a number of cases we can investigate. Why is the supply higher than the demand? That's a number of cases we have to investigate. But essentially, the baseline is that more people are selling than more people want to buy. More people are selling than more people. It could just be simply a bigger investor offloading their shares. We call it profit taking. Yeah. If you are following, put in the comment profit. Put in the comment profit. It's simply a bigger investor wanting to take profits, so he's selling their shares. And once he sold it, boom, like 1 million shares, it influenced the price. And all the small investors got afraid and they thought that everything was coming to crash. So they also started selling their own. It's a simple theory. So probably, yeah, profit taking. But as to when should we expect a rise, if we know that, then we all become gods. If we know what is causing when it will go up, then we are all gods. Nobody can tell when it will come up. Right, it's always the case. It's always the case. See, for a price of a stock, if you see, even if Apple or Coca-Cola stock is going down, it's purely because there's more selling than buying. That's all. Like one big giant in Apple decides to sell million of their shares. Let's say Warren Buffett decides to sell 1 million of Apple shares or 1 million of American Express shares. All of a sudden, it will start going down. It will experience a dip, right? So that one there, nobody can run away. It's a popular opinion. Nobody can run away from it. It's straight. Yeah. But, Ghana stock, you want to comment now, they want to be coming after you. So I like to stay off their game for them. I don't know what's wrong with Ghana Stock Exchange sometimes. you want to talk. But it's popular, it's knowledge that's out there. We don't need to create it ourselves. It's something that we've known. If you look at what's happening in the developed worlds. Right. Put your questions in the comment section and then we'll do what to address. Thank you for joining us today. I remember Sunday at 4 p.m. we'll try and be here. So we'll find another day and add to it. So let me explain again to most of you. You see, if Apple shares are going down right now, or Tesla shares are going down, I'm saying this, you apply it wherever you want to apply it. That's fine. If Tesla shares are going down, Apple shares are going down, Nvidia shares are going down, it's not because the company has stopped performing. Please put yes in the comment. Let me know you understand that. It's not because the company has stopped performing. It's not necessarily because the company fundamentals have become all of a sudden bad. Are you getting me? It's not that the fundamental is bad. No, it's not. It's just people's reactions. I hope you are getting it. So yes, like she's saying, yeah, your fundamentals can be okay. The fundamentals, in fact, have not changed. Like, the thing happened in a month, right? The thing happened in a day or two, or a month or a week. What has the company done? They have not done anything bad, but it's people's reaction. Demand and supply is the one causing it. And it's barely because of people's perception and how people are feeling about it. So that's why as a good investor, if you see Coca-Cola shares going down, it doesn't mean Coca-Cola has become a bad company. If you are a smart investor, you do what is right. Let me just end it there. If you are a smart investor and you see Coca-Cola shares going down, you do what is right. Does that make sense? You get it right? I hope you are getting it. Yeah, but I need to talk this way. You understand? Yeah. Right. Any questions? So yeah, that I have communicated. So it's not yeah. So but what if you have shares in Societe Generale and they are paying dividend and you have your Momo account, not your bank account on the app, like IC World, would they pay as well? That is where my main problem is at. That's where my main problem. Thank you, Edu Fred, for that question. Thank you, Edu, for that question. This is the reason why I encourage you to put your bank account as well in your CSD, because some people have done this. They've not received their shares. They have not received their dividend. Sorry, they have not received their dividend. Have you seen it? They only put their Momo, and a company like some companies would not be willing to pay the dividend through Momo. They'll pay it through the bank. Are you getting it? So good to provide both Momo and bank accounts so that if anything at all, you get it from both angles. But remember that dividends take, I think in Ghana, about 12 years to expire. If you can hear me, put 12 years in the comments. It takes 12 years for dividend to expire. So if you haven't received your dividend in the last 12 years, you can still get it. Once you resolve and you lodge a complaint, they'll pay them back to you. It's not as if you don't do it today, then they won't pay you again. If you understand that, put 12 years in the comment. Let me know if you get that. Yeah, in Ghana, it takes almost 12 years. Yeah, so there's no cause for alarm even if you didn't put it there and you have not received the dividend. Once you put it there, it will come. So it's not a thing of, most of you have started investing like 2-3 years ago, so you don't have any problem. Yeah, you don't have any problem at all. You get it right? I hope you're understanding it. So it's not as if you haven't put in your bank account there, so you're not going to okay. Gigi is asking, dividends are paid every quarter. No. Dividends are paid based on when the company wants to pay. So not every company pays quarterly. No, not every company pays quarterly. Some companies pay monthly, others pay once a year, others pay twice a year, others pay quarterly. It depends on the company. So you need to find out the company you are dealing with. Find out the company you are dealing with and then understand how often they pay. But then again, let me remind you, the fact that they paid twice a year last year does not mean every year they'll be paying. Anytime they will pay, they will announce it. Okay? Anytime they will pay the dividend, they will announce. You know, some companies try to maintain a consistent structure, so maybe twice a year. Okay? Once a year. MTN is what? Twice a year. You know that, right? Some GCB once a year. So you need to know which company we are dealing with. Uh-huh. Then you know how you are going to track them. Who do we lodge the complaint for owed dividend? It's always your registry. Remember we spoke about registry already, right? Yeah, your registry. They are the ones in charge of managing the dividend payment. So speak to your registry. As a seasoned investor, which companies are the best to invest in? You know, I won't answer that question, right? There's no best company. This might be good for somebody, but may not be good for you. Take that from me, right? This can be good for somebody. Apple may be good for somebody. Coca-Cola may be good for somebody. Nvidia may be good for somebody. Tesla may be good. So there's no one company that is good for everyone, okay? Because your risk tolerance and appetite is different. The amount of money you have is different. Your goals, how long you want to invest is different. So it is very unfair to generalize the rule. You get my point, right? That's why it's difficult to say that, hey, you know what? Once this is it, everybody must do this. No. That doesn't work that way. You would have to make some choices yourself. There are some companies that are doing well. You can consider them, but sometimes in your case may not be. For instance, maybe you want dividend and that company is performing well but does not pay dividend. For instance, in Nvidia, they don't pay a lot of dividend. Nvidia uses more of its money to grow the company, but you are interested in a lot of dividend, right? So you should look at a company that pays a lot of dividend. Maybe I am okay with the way they do it. I'm interested in the capital gain rather than the dividend. So you see, look at it carefully. Does the US-Iran war have any effect on the Ghana Stock Exchange currently? You can't discount the effect of happenings in the world. You cannot discount it. You can't disregard it at all. There's going to be an effect, and there is an effect. Remember, when fuel prices are affected, everything else is affected. Question is, to what extent, to what degree? That's something we need to investigate. So yes, you can't disregard the effect of a global issue on it will affect everything. Yeah, but to what extent it will affect it, to what exactly it's going to affect, how much effect it will cause, that we have to measure, right? But yes, it definitely will affect it. I mean, oil is going to be affected. If fuel is affected, every company uses fuel in one way or the other. So eventually there's some effect. It may not be appreciated, it might not be massive, it may not be huge, but it is going to affect. It's going to affect it either positively or negatively. Sometimes positively, because for instance, if a company is dealing with generators and light is an issue, they are benefiting. So it can affect. If the fuel prices are going higher, and for instance, gold maybe is sourcing its fuel locally, then maybe they may be benefiting. So yeah, it's going to affect it in one way or the other. We can't run away from that. We cannot. There is definitely there's some effect, but we can look at each company and see how that is going to affect them. So it might not be direct, but there is some effect. There's some effect. Always something is affecting in one way or the other. Right. Any question? Put your questions in the comment section and we'll address them for you. I hope we have been able to address some of your questions for you. So back to the question on somebody sharing what they're investing with you. Don't be bothered when you are not doing exactly what somebody is doing. That is where the stocks that Warren Buffett invests in, they are publicly out there. You can Google it and see it, right? But the fact that it is public does not mean you should also copy over just like that. You also need to still understand how he's doing it, what percentage of investment is there, and before you go, you even copy the person. So there are better people than me whose portfolios are out there. Everything Warren Buffett does is out there. Everything Dangote is investing in is out there. All of them, they are on the internet. But question is it just okay to copy them? No. You need to understand what they are doing and see if it benefits you too. So yeah, US stock prices have been going to, and some of the US stocks are correcting. Yeah. As for war and global politics, there, it will always affect everything. That's why we call them global politics, because the effect is global. Do you understand? That's why they are called global. Yeah, so it affects everything. Yeah, sometimes layoffs, sometimes power issues, sometimes political issues. Everywhere it will affect it globally. That's why we call it the global politics or geo. It's affecting a lot. Right. Right, cool. Thank you for joining and listening to us. Ask your questions in the comment section. I'll do my best to address them, especially those of you who are new and you want to learn. Ask the questions. I'm always doing my best to address them. I'm mostly active on TikTok, but I think I may gradually start hosting some sessions here. Subscribe so that anytime I come live, you get to know and join and learn with us as well. And then put your questions in the comment section and then we'll address them for you. I hope it's been very helpful. I think, is there a question I'm missing? No, I'm not sure. I hope the one who asked the question on the dividend, you've been answered. Dividends are not paid at fixed time intervals. Every company with their pattern of dividend. So you need to know which company is it and when do they pay dividends, so that I can be expecting dividend around the time that they will pay. Are you getting it? Let me also explain a few things to you about dividend. When a company is going to pay dividend today, okay, they have a X dividend date, they have a payment date, they have a record date. There are dates leading to the payment of the dividend. So the fact that they have declared dividend, you need to pay attention to. The one that may concern you the most is the payment date. That's the day they will pay the dividend. So they can announce by their date. I think MTN, for instance, the payment dates were 10th April. 10th April. So it means that today is what? 5th of April. In 5 days' time, those of us who have invested in MTN will be expecting some dividend. Those of us who have invested in MTN will be expecting our payment on the 10th of April. On the 10th of April. Please, if you are active and you can hear, put April in the comments. Put April in the comments. Put your questions in the comments as well, and I'll address them for you. So yeah. So when a dividend is declared, but I also want to remind you, those of you investing through in the international stock market, which I do mostly, they also pay dividend. It's not only Ghana that dividends are paid. They also pay dividend. They also pay dividend. They also pay dividend. Right, yeah, so thank you. Yeah, thank you, Genius. Yeah, thank you. We'll make those corrections in the subsequent stream so that it will help. Thank you, Galactic Genius. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, so that's it on the dividend side of things. I spoke lightly also about mutual funds, and if you are in Ghana or you are somewhere outside the US, there are apps that can help you invest in the international stock market as well. So yeah, but I like to also not to forget the fact that you see, when you are investing from outside a particular region, they treat you as an international person. So for instance, if taxes may apply heavily to you, so don't forget that taxes may apply heavily to you. And also the exchange, the forex may also not be to your advantage always. They may not be to your advantage always. So pay attention to all those details as well as you are investing from, let's say you are doing it from outside, right? For instance, if I load my Bamboo wallet, for instance, remember, well, I need to first fight against the exchange rate, right? I have to fight against the exchange rate and all that. Right. Which app do you use for US stocks? I use Bamboo right now. That's because I'm setup is from Ghana. So I use Bamboo. Those of you asking me, I use Bamboo. Yeah, I use Bamboo. I hope you know that. Yes, optimistic. Yeah, I mean, you see the companies in the US, they are big, they are very established. You get it? They are very big and they are very established. So, see, Coca-Cola has been paying dividend for over 70 years. So it's not today that they will stop their dividend payments. I don't know if you are getting my point. Please, if you are following, put dividend in the comments. The companies in the US, most of them have established themselves in paying dividend. There's no year that you hear Coca-Cola hasn't paid. There's no year you hear American Express or Coke has not paid. Apple has not paid. They are big, they are very established. So if you are somebody who is looking for dividend, they are probably the US is probably a good market to explore because they pay every now and then. There are even some that pay every month, right? There are some companies that pay every month. Are you getting? So explore and we'll start talking about, so just subscribe and follow. We'll start talking about specific stock, taking them one by one, understanding when they pay dividend and how they pay it moving forward. So that's why I say you subscribe, and then we'll now start focusing on the international stock market. Take each stock one by one, when they pay dividend, how they pay dividend, and how much dividend they paid. Genius is saying, I wanted to invest in the other African countries, but bro, the procedure, yeah, my brother. Genius, I agree with you. The process for investing in Africa generally is very tough. It's very tough. Can you imagine? I am in Ghana and I'm complaining about the Ghana stock exchange, but I'm here. It's so difficult for me to invest in Nigeria. And like you say, Kenya, Zimbabwe, so difficult. You won't even understand. So that's it. But in the US, Charlie, you download some app, 1, 2, 3, it is registered and you're good to go. So that's easier. So that's why, like I said, and so the African stock market is coming up to speed. Until Africa is catching up, we may have some struggles. But we're in a global world. You are not restricted just to Ghana. The US, the whole world is yours. So why not take advantage and just be glued that and be glued that. So if yeah, I mean, if I can't, if I am here, Nigeria is closer to me, but I'm struggling, and there are companies all over the world that are doing what I want, I will not go ahead and just explore the world rather than wanting to. Yeah, those of you in the US, it might even be way easier for you because I think the investment brokers, Robinhood, Fidelity, all those apps, Trading 212, may make it easy for you. They make it easy for you than even those of us who are not in the US. You get it. So I will encourage those of you there, follow the subscribe. We'll be talking about most of those things in the years to come. I have done a few of them. I've invested in a number of companies through the Bamboo app, so I can share some of my experience as we go along. Every month I receive dividend from the US stock market. Yes, that's it. And you can arrange it in a way that every month you can be getting dividend from different companies. So you arrange them well. What do? You arrange them well, and then you just be increasing the amount of investment you have in those companies, right? You'll be increasing the amount so that it gets to a point where, Charlie, every month, $500 is coming from dividend, and you are sorted. That's the aim. Black Star Brokerage is bringing Nigeria and Kenya stock market up in June. Okay, that will be interesting. That will be very interesting. Yeah, optimistic. That's quite interesting. Thank you. If they can bring Nigeria and Kenya to the stock market, that would be absolutely fantastic. That would be very fantastic. We can talk about that. Very interesting. For the Robin, I only see the wallet version in App Store, but not the app. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, the part where we are located is also, let me not talk. You know, sometimes just by geography, you are limited. But that's it. But I mean, so far, it's a global world now. So don't sit anywhere and say, no, we can do whatever we need to do. Please put questions in the comment section as we address them. People are sharing very interesting. I like the comment on the Kenyan and the Nigerian stock market coming to the Black Star by June. I'm very excited about that, and very, 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 very ready to see that, because if we can take advantage of other markets, the better, right? If you can take advantage of other markets, better for all of us. So I'm super excited. That be why people want left Ghana. Yeah, we have to find a way to. As for the stock exchange, it's a brilliant opportunity for all of us to explore. Even if you are not there, you can still take advantage, right? You can still take advantage. Please like the stream and share the stream so that we can benefit, others can also benefit, and we can all share together. Share the stream, let's reach a lot of people. Yeah, like Genos is saying, I mean, you are here, but you're not limited to here. Look, we are in Ghana, wherever you are in Africa, but you're not limited here. You can always take advantage of the entire stock exchange and benefit from it. Most of us have, if you have received dividend month on month from the different companies you invest in, I'm sure you will have enough energy to just make sure you understand before you start playing it. What do you think of the bamboo fees? Well, Enlighten is making a very key point here. Very important point about fees. That's been my biggest worry, right? About the fees. I think it's a lot. Especially looking at the fact that here's where my worry is, like, when you are depositing the money, they determine the exchange rate, number one. So you don't get to choose the exchange rate. So first, you suffer exchange rate, number one. Then when you are loading, they also charge you a fixed amount for each transaction. For me, that's a lot. But I also hear that based on the amount of investment you have, there's tiering, or they have categorization. So the more you invest, you get to a point where the commission is lesser. I hope so. I don't know. But some of my friends mentioned that. So the more money you invest, you get to a place where they'll put you in a particular category where your percentages are lower. I don't know if, yeah. So that may be the advantage. But if you are still in the low category, then the charges are way massive. And I hope you also remember that all dividends are charged, I think 30% if you are not in the US, right? All dividends are charged 30%. So that's also not too cool for us. Yeah. Then, as you say, Mr. Ned, all my eggs will be in. Oh, Genos, don't put all your eggs in one basket. I beg. We have to diversify. The charges are massive, but we have to diversify. Yeah, that's been my biggest headache when I am looking at the investment in the Blackstar, because the charges are a bit on the other side. Exchange rate is also not on your side, and so you are fighting two things and all that. Yeah. So, but then at the end of the day, you have to diversify. If you find, I think investment brokers, there is an app called investment brokers. The charges may be cheaper, but the KYC, the documentation, my brother, the documentation, I repeat again, is the headache. Documentation is the headache. You have to, it's quite a number of things before the, while the London, I have to check for you. I have to check for the London Stock Exchange particularly. I have to check for you. I have to check. Yeah, investment brokers here are relatively cheaper. Yeah. So, Chris, we have to check the London. I have some friends who have taken advantage of those markets. So, I'm heavily focused on the US, so we have to check that for it. But investment brokers may be an option, but just that. The point there is that you have to do some KYCs, sometimes provide some bank statements and things. And you know, this modern world, who wants to go to the bank and be requesting for bank statements and things? It's a whole long process. So I really not something I enjoy doing, but that is cheaper. Yeah. So that's some of the things. Yeah. Galactic Genius, thank you so much. Please put your questions in the comment section. Quite a number of people are here sharing their insights, so it might be very helpful for you wherever you are, so you can learn as well. So you can learn what we can all learn together. But subscribe, and then trust me, I'll try and come live here too, usually on Sundays, because Sundays a bit more calmer, everybody's more chill, and we can talk. And right, if you are on the stream and you are investing already, please put yes in the comments. Most times people follow me a lot, they say they are understanding everything, but they've never started investing, and I'm not sure what exactly the problem is. Let's just take a quick assessment. If you are following and you are investing, just put yes in the comment. Let's just know that you are, let's just know that let me run some polls so that you let us know. And then yeah, I'm just running some polls so you can see. Yeah. Okay. Right, so it says we want to be doing 4 p.m. Yeah, we want to be doing 4 p.m. on Sundays, so that worst case we can close early. I'm just trying to get the time zone as well. Only GSC for now. Okay, only GSC. That's good. That's a good start. I like to say that you start playing Kotoko before you go to Manchester United. So yeah. And sometimes it's not you don't have to be a genius to invest or to succeed at investing. Okay, you don't have to be super nerdy, or like it's not, you don't have to like be an accountant to invest. That's the notion. That's the reason why I started. I am an engineer. Okay, I'm an engineer. I am not an accountant. I'm not an economist. You don't need to be an accountant to understand investment. No. It is real world. You don't you don't have to be an accountant to know how to invest. No, not at all, guys. Not. So don't run away from this thing. It's just understanding. And the understanding is not too difficult. It's real. So once you put right, so quite a number of us have, just a few of us have stocks already. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so I think some of us will need some help understanding. If you need help, if you need help starting from scratch, you can also let us. But you answer the poll. If you answer the poll, I will understand how we need. If most of you have, then we talk more about the stocks rather than the basic things. That's why I'm running the poll, so that we understand which I didn't get the WhatsApp group link. Let me see. Oh, I thought Jade would have. Let me see. I'll get there. Right. Let me see if I can. Okay there. All right, let me see. Do I like and then I will see how I can do that. I've been trying to get a link and number. Someone is asking, why does it take so long for trades to be approved on IC World, even though you see the sale volume side? Samuel, I like to explain it simply this way, right? I like to answer the question simply this way. Remember, IC is not the only broker on the stock exchange. Okay, number one. And number two, I also like to remind all of us that, you see, there's something called matching orders. Okay, let me try and see if I can explain that roughly for all of us. There's something we call matching orders. Okay, let me explain that to you. So let's say you go to a market. Let's say you go to a market to buy something. Okay, there's tomatoes in the market. All right, let me explain it this way. You go to the market to buy tomatoes. Okay, Let me see if I can explain it properly. There's tomatoes in the market, all right. So you see sell volume, right? But remember that there's something called matching orders. The broker wants to sell, the seller wants to sell the thing as 10 cedis. You want to buy it at 9 cedis. Until there is an agreement, there's no trade. Samuel, do you understand that? Until there's an agreement, there's no trade. So the fact that you see volumes on sale, number one, does not guarantee an execution or a trade. I hope you get that. We call that matching orders. Kind of the conditions must be matching before there's a selling. So most of us should not conclude that, okay, I placed an order, there's some there, so I need to get it. I don't know if we get that part. Then that's number one. Number two, there's a queue kind of thing. There's a queue happening there. I hope you are getting it. There's somebody ahead of you. There's a lot of people ahead of you whose orders must be processed before they get to you. So until they are done with those people, it may not reach your turn. I don't know if you get that. So we cannot say that, okay, I'm here in the market, there are tomatoes out there for sale, so I must get it. Maybe you are at the back of the queue. That transparency you don't have, that you are at the back or you are at the front. So you cannot say that, okay, the tomato seller is there, but you are in a queue, you are the 100th person. So until it gets to your turn, they won't process your order. So you can't say that, oh, I can see tomatoes, so I must get it. I don't know if you get that point. So that thing, we need to understand that bit as well. So that we don't get it confused as to why an order is not being executed. It's probably because there's no matching order, it has not reached your turn, a number of metrics come to play, and besides, there's a bidding process. So until there's a matching order, you might not get your order. Does that make sense? Samuel, if you get that, let me know. Does that make sense? Yeah. Of course, there's a number of things that's going on there. And if those conditions are not met, you cannot conclude that you are here, so you must get. No, it might not happen. So I hope that's very clear and that helps you. Genius, yeah. Genius, yeah, that's it. So yeah. So that's the number of things that happen. There's a number of things. So I mean, unfortunately, like in the US stock market, Charlie, you place an order, it's done. I have also experienced that. But then sometimes I try to think, what's going on here? It's been a week, it's been 2 weeks, nothing has happened. What's happening here? But maybe it's not highly liquid. It's not a number of people inside there. So there is a problem. Yeah, but that's the best explanation we can give. Even if we reach out to them, they'll tell you their orders, they are processing. Even when you are selling, the same thing happens. Even when you are selling, it takes time. Somebody asked that question earlier. So I hope that helps most of us to at least understand what's happening. So as for our stock exchange there, it's a patient game. As for that one there, you cannot even be trading it. In fact, if you want to trade, I'm sure you may not succeed highly, because the time you place the order, the time you see the opportunity instantly and place the order, they won't even buy it for you when you see the opportunity, right? So you will even be lagging behind time. So you only have to walk in with the long-term composure. You have to also look at it from the long-term perspective. Do you want me to explain, Samuel, do you want me to explain to you how the Black Star works? Because if you understand that, you would appreciate what's happening. But I don't like to talk about the dynamics of how the Black Star works, because then some people seem to think that you are not encouraging the use of their app. So I don't want to talk about the dynamics. But the dynamics is completely, trust me, Samuel, so let me explain it to you. I won't mention anything, but I'm going to explain to you what's happening there. So you see, let's say that Genius owns a stock and he's selling it, and I want to buy it. We are both on that app. Okay, you know what I mean when I say that app? We are both on that app. What happens? If Genius places an order and I want to buy, they don't need to go to the stock exchange to do anything. They can just match both of us and change and just give it to you and take it from him and give him the money quickly. They don't need to go all the way to the stock exchange to do that, right? That is why even if the stock market closes, you see that there's an execution. Do you see that? Sometimes the stock market closes, they are I placed an order and I got it executed at 12 a.m. before. And I got it executed at 12 a.m. Imagine, who is working in the market at 12 a.m.? You see? So there's a technicality to it. So just go with us that way. But if you are not too comfortable, then if I'm using something and I will leave. So if that's working for you very fast on the Blackstar, why not just you can go with them, like, yeah. But understand, these are the technicalities, right? These are the technicalities. It's a bit different. Their modus operandi is different. So make sure that you understand it, and if you're okay with it, then you go with that approach. Yeah, so that's it. So don't be taken away necessarily excited about just fast. And in Ghana, haven't you seen if you have gotten a contract note from Blackstar, from IC World before, please, or Blackstar before, please just raise your hands in the comment section, okay? If you have gotten a contract note from IC World before, you place an order and they send a contract note to your email, let me know. Haven't you seen that the contract note has a stamp on it? Yes, the contract note has a stamp on it. How did they don't digitize the stamp? Somebody means that somebody must print your order, your contract, stamp it, scan it, and email it to you. Have you seen how they process it? Those old things all contribute to delay. Have you seen it? They contribute to delay. Look at the Blackstar app, their contract note. It's a digital copy. That's why it's fast. Have you seen what's happening? So those are the things that you would understand. You appreciate the technology at play in the two places. So the differences, are you getting it? There are differences in both platforms. Yeah. Yeah. I will. Yeah, Genius, I can do that. Sometimes I don't want to shake some tables. So I don't want to shake some tables. Yeah. Even these days, I'm becoming very careful how I talk about some of these things, because somebody will and take you on for just making a comment, and they have the money, so that's all. So I'm very measured in my comments these days again, and I like to use foreign stocks as examples more these days. So totally. And then you can read the meaning and whatever you want and do what you want to do. But you see my examples, or I don't like to mention even Ghana stocks again, because then people say that you are not being. I mean, there was a point I was reached out to by a company here in Ghana. I read their financial report. And they were making losses. And I just mentioned the losses they were making in a video. They were not comfortable me mentioning the losses they were making. Why? Which means that they are priding on your ignorance. Your company is making losses. I read your financial report and made a video that you have made a loss of this. But because my videos were now explanatory and people are going to understand how you are making losses. Yeah, I'm telling you. You have no idea what I go through sometimes backdoor when I make some of the videos I make. Like just me looking at your company. Yeah, just me looking at your company and telling what you have said in your reports. The report that you publish, and I spoke it out in English. A lot of challenges I face. Yeah. Because they pride in your ignorance, so they don't want anybody to be telling. They don't want anybody. A company is not doing well in terms of operation. They have only some small amount of money in their bank account, and it's in their financial statement, and you mention it, it becomes problem because they don't want you to know. Because when you know that, you may choose not to invest in them, right? So, but it's there, but they know that you will not read the report. But so me, that I always take the report to analyze it and break it down. That is where the problem is. You see, they don't want you to know. You know. So that's why now I want to be hiding in the gray area and talk about international stock market. I'm not in their jurisdiction. Maybe they have to extradite me. So that way, I mean, it's a bit more complicated that way, you see. Meanwhile, it's a free world, it's a free speech. If I say something about you, once the facts are there, I can express it however I want to express it. If I change the fact, then you have a problem with me. But if the fact remains the fact, what's the point? Yeah, Ghana. Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's just that's all you are doing. That's all you are doing. You are just explaining what it is in the paper in plain language so that everybody can understand. Because you will state your balance at the bank in your financial report. So if I say you have just 10,000 cedis in your bank account, how is that a problem? And me, I don't like dragging some of these things, so I just leave it. It's the number of shares you buy also a factor, because a friend placed an order for for a shares. I have placed an order for, but it's executed mine and still. Yes. Somebody, it's also a factor. It's also a factor. People say this is people say when you buy small, you get it executed quickly. That's what people say. Yeah. So say, let's say for instance you place an order for 10,000 shares. It will be difficult to get a matching order for same. But people say when you break it down into pieces, as to what the pieces should be, people try different links and it work for them. But I think that is a factor. I think that's a factor. And that's... Yeah, Zenos. Yeah, that's why I tell you to do your own due diligence. Because... yeah, that's why I tell you to do your own due diligence. Always. So you understand me now, right? You have to do your own due diligence so that they don't come and arrest me for telling you not to. Yeah, so do your own due diligence. Even if that is the truth, you have to do your own due diligence. Oh, they know most of us don't read. They know most of us don't read. They know. So that's what they pride on. But that's not... I'm hoping to always say what is there. And some of these things, there are news articles that we pick and we just read it out, explaining what it means. But even that, they won't blame the news article, but you, the one who made a video to break it down, you have become the target, right? The news article is there, but me, the one who broke it down, becomes the problem. Remember the recent video I made about that some bank, about their performance? It was they interviewed the boss on some radio station, right? I just looked at it and bringing understanding to what it is to you to understand. But yeah, that's all I do. The settlement date for an order was on the holiday. Is that the reason why it's not reflected in the app? And like Ghana we do. We are on break. We are on break. You want us to be, you want things to reflect. No, we won't. Yeah, but enlighten, sometimes it takes some time. I think so. It takes some time. Maybe, I think mostly over 3 days for stocks to reflect. After buying them, it takes over 3 days for stocks to reflect. Yeah. So give them some more days. Yeah, give them some more days. Yeah, so give them some more days. Thank you. Thank you for the support all the time. We keep doing our best and see where we can go. Yeah. Hey, my brother, Henry, you have no idea. You see, they are not happy about the social media evolution, right? Because you can't stop things anymore, right? You can't stop things anymore because everybody can be in their room and expose and talk, and they'll have the followers. Imagine I have 40,000 followers, more than an institution that has gone to pay a lot of money will have. Do you get the point? So I'm a target, right? Yeah, we get it. So yeah. So that's some of the things. Jade, yeah. So, enlighten. People are doing Easter party in Kwehu. You want them to settle shares into your account. Take time. It will take some time to come. It will come. Well, after the party is over, Ghana we dey. All right. Yeah. So put your questions in the comment section. We'll address them for you as we go along. But I hope you are learning about the exchange, and let's see where we can get to and how we can grow, and how we can all invest wisely. That's all we are hoping to do. That at the end of the day, you get to invest in a way that you understand what you are doing, you are more enlightened, and you can make choices, and you are not replicating your effort. Oh, Jade. Jade, we'll talk. So they are chilling with your money at Kwehu. Right. Right. Genus is asking, so that pieces you can buy, I mean the shares, is it buying it at once or bit by bit, just weekly buy? Right. So for me, this is what I advise, right? Mostly as young investors, you never get look at how much Apple is selling for, right? Apple stock is around $200 and something, right? And that $200 and something is an equivalent of 2,000 something. It's difficult for a person to have 2,000 side cash to invest. So assuming you are investing in 10 companies on the US stock exchange, and each of them is averagely around $200 or $100, it means that you need almost 10,000 or 20,000 to invest in them. So we don't have that money. So I would say do it fractionally. Even if it's 100 cedis, just buy the equivalent you can every week or every month. Most of us get money on the monthly. So be buying it in that incremental order and build to where you want to build to. And then at the end of the day, once you achieve your goal, you'll be. So yeah, you may not be able to get all the money to even buy one whole share, but buy small. Yeah, Chu is giving the response, DCA. So do the DCA, small, and then you get to your destination. I've always done DCA, small. Then you keep building, and you get to a point where your portfolio is big enough, and then you get the benefits thereof. And then you can get the benefit you want to get at the end of the day. I hope this is that explains things to you. Put your questions if you are still not sure how you want to do this. Yeah, I hope that's it we'll be live again constantly on Sunday, but subscribe and stay connected, and then we'll keep talking. All right. Thank you everyone for joining us today. And then in the course of the week, we'll be active on TikTok, and then in the weekend we'll wrap it here on YouTube. Thank you everyone, and see you again in another one. Enjoy.